Hey everyone, Soundwave884 here. I'm going to give a quick review of Transformers 1. I saw this last weekend in one of those special sneak peeks. And first thing I'll talk about is my theater experience. I went to the theater. We got VIP passes at the one theater because you can sit up top. It's for 21 years of age and older. I'm trying to stay away from as many kids as possible so they're not as loud in your ears so you can enjoy the film. Now, there's 3 different theaters in my city showing the movie. Most of them were sold out. And there's seats available sporadically through. And then like the front row and maybe most of the second row behind that. And I don't want to sit up against the screen because that's just never fun. This hurts your neck, especially when you get older. Yeah. So we got that VIP experience, and our theater it was mostly sold out. And I figure with the VIP people up there, you got to pay a little bit more money, but you get a free popcorn. Ooh. But you get I figure most people there had to be diehard fans of Transformers or they're like fans of the franchise or fans of animated films or something. It's people who are going to be quiet, enjoy the movie. Downstairs in the bottom part of the theater, like I said, mostly sold out as well. And a few kids you could hear throughout the movie talking and a few asking questions as the movie went on. My theater didn't give out anything for free on that weekend. I got nothing, no posters. Some people get posters, keychains or something. I got jack crap from my theater. I did get a free popcorn, I guess, but it wasn't in a bucket. I know they had them. They sell those some bitches and they're expensive. I'm going to try to keep all this non-spoiler as a non-spoiler review. So I'll move on to the voice acting in the movie. I know that's big contention for some people. We get a lot of actors in this. I did see somewhere with the director. Someone said they wanted to do like the 86 movie where they cast celebrities as the voices. I'm fine with it as long as they do a good job. I know they want Peter Cullen. They want Frank Welker. I want Peter Cullen. I want Frank Welker. But I'm okay with the change. That's the whole Transformers thing's to transform. Peter Cullen and Frank Welker are not getting any younger. I'd hate for them to start a new animated trilogy. I think they said someone trying to make this into a trilogy if this one succeeds. I'd hate for them to cast them in this movie and then and they pass away, God forbid, and they have to recast. That's a whole new can of worms for the studios that have to go through and have to hear it from the community. I'd rather they just start fresh with new voices and just hope the fans and the people watching the movie will just accept this. And it really depends, though, also on the voice actors themselves if they do a good enough job. So let's move on to the voice actors. We get Scarlett Johansson as Alita 1. Alita 1 is the more straight-faced character in this film. She's the one who is the straight for the other people to play off of. We get Keegan. I'm bad with names, really bad with names. So forgive me. I'm going to forget part of their names and just screw this up. But we get Keegan. I don't know any more of it. He's from Key and Peele. I know who he is. Aaron. But I'm bad with names. I said I'm okay with faces. He does Bumblebee. And it's nice to actually have a Bumblebee that talks, unlike the Bayverse. Now, there is a joke in this movie by the fact that Bumblebee talks. And it's kind of funny, and the theater did laugh out loud at it. It's when he's with some Decepticons, and one of them makes a comment about Bumblebee, and most people in the theater did laugh at that. And I found it funny. It's sort of, in a way, I felt out of character for the Decepticon. Maybe not out of character, but I think just the way he was portrayed. I had a problem with his voice a little bit more than I say the other ones. I don't want to say him because he's in the movie, but I don't want to ruin anybody's expectation going into the film. We get Chris Hemsworth as Orion Pax, Optimus Prime. I think he does an okay job. Yes, I hear Chris Hemsworth a lot, or Thor. There's times though where I had to detach him from that character. And I think he does a good job, especially as he transitions in the movie. Now we get Brian Tyree. I think there's a third part to his name. He does D16 Megatron. He does a really good job. Now at the start, I wasn't so sold on his voice, but as Megatron or D16's character grows, his voice grows, and it takes on a whole new life. I think by the end of the movie, he does a pretty good job at Megatron. And I say it's more in the vein of Hugo Weaving's Megatron than it is in Frank Welker's Megatron. I think it's John Hamm does Sentinel Prime. He does really good with that character. I think he's probably got he's just, you see Sentinel Prime, you know what's going to happen if you know certain things. Yeah, Sentinel Prime, he's a douche. But he plays the douche really good. We also have Arachnid. I don't know who does the voice for her, but she's a pretty cool character in the film as well. So let's move on to the actual movie. Now, the writers did a really good job. The director, I think it's Josh Cooley from Toy Story 4. The writers did a really good job taking bits and pieces from multiple Transformers continuities, melding it into one good, coherent story I really enjoy this movie because you can go in fresh, never seen Transformers, and get enough out of this film to like, oh, okay, I got it all. You could be a G1 fan, and there's a lot of G1 callbacks in this movie for G1 fans, but there's also little bits, I think, from like IDW's early, like, Megatron origin stories and stuff like that. There's things in there for a lot of different continuities for a lot of people to try to enjoy. Some fans, there's enough fan service in this movie, I think, for people to enjoy. If you're a diehard like G1 fan and you don't like any other Transformers series, you're probably not going to like this. If you're a diehard animated fan, you might not like this. If you can just only focus on one continuity and not spread your love, or you can't enjoy any other continuity, you're probably going to have a hard time accepting this movie. Now, I'm not saying I don't enjoy every Transformers continuity, but I enjoy multiple ones, and I can find the joy in a lot of stuff. I'm easy to please, I guess you could say, but I'm just going to the movies to be entertained. I'm not looking for an Oscar-worthy Transformers film. That's not in my code. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking to be entertained and have a good time. The first half of the movie is probably pretty much the first trailer we saw. Everything in the first trailer pretty much happens in the first 20, 30 minutes of this film. That is probably the most lighthearted and the most goofy and kiddified part of the movie. And once a certain event happens, the movie takes a more serious tone. There are still comedy bits here and there, and still a few lighthearted moments, but it gets a lot more serious. And by the end of the movie, it is very serious, and it does do some brutality and a little bit of dark sprinkled in. Maybe not as in your face as Transformers '86, but where the whole movie is just one big dark ride. This movie at least will sprinkle some happiness in there. I feel like it's a Marvel movie kind of esque thing where it starts off and you got a lot of jokes going on. It seems to be happy go lucky, and then the big bad happens, and the movie takes a darker turn. And there's still some jokes, but it's not like Marvel where they joke during the dark. Here, when it gets serious, it stays pretty much serious and doesn't really get too funny, and that's a good thing. So it lets you take in the emotions of what's happening on screen, and I think you need to take in the emotions of what's happening on screen. It's a good thing to see. Not say it's a good thing, but it's a good part of the movie that you really want to soak in. So by the end of this film, I figure most people in my theater were Transformer fans because a lot of clapping did happen for certain points in this movie, and mostly it was at the end of the film when certain events were happening in the final battle. We got a few claps for things that Orion Pax did. A few claps for at the very end of the movie when they went straight to credits. The movie got clapped. People clapped and gave an ovation for it. Then I want to say there are two end credit scenes. One right at the start. It goes to some credits and then it goes away. And there's a little funny end credit scene. If you stay until the very end, there is an end credit scene. That is a very good scene, and the visuals of the scene are excellent. Honestly, if you could give me a poster to put on my wall of the shot of three of these Decepticons together, I would take that because it looks really cool. Even when their animation models are not my favorite versions of these characters, I still think the actual visuals of it are awesome. I think that's the thing with this movie. A lot of the visuals they do, because it's animated, it's fully animated, and they can really live in the animated world, are really good. And if you don't like the character models, the animation and the stuff they put around it is really good. So I'm overall ready for this film. I did put it on my Instagram, which you can follow me at soundwave_84_reviews. Was a solid 8 out of 10 if you take the IMDb rating system. Now that could change up, most likely up, not really down. When I walked out of the theaters, I felt like I saw a really good movie. I wanted to see it again right away, and I will go see it again, most likely in theaters, because I think it deserves the ticket price. It is a good movie, and I'd say one of the best Transformer films I've ever seen. I don't know if it's better than '86, but I want to say it's probably better than any live action films we've seen. If you enjoy the opening of Bumblebee on Cybertron, that's pretty much the end of this movie. It's like that. So I would say if you enjoyed that, you will enjoy this movie, especially the last half of this film. And so when I go see it again, that rating could change, but I said most likely it would go up. It's a really good Transformers movie. If you're open to just trying new Transformer continuities, I say go see this film. I think you will enjoy it. It's a fun ride. If you have little kids, take them to see the movie. There are a few sprinkles of bad words, mostly when he says badassatron, which we've seen in the trailers. And that's really as bad as it gets, and for cuss words. And the violence really is no worse than what you would see in the '86 film. So anyway, thanks for watching this quick non-spoiler review, or I hope it's quick. I'll find out when I edit it. I say go see this movie this weekend when it opens. Until next one. Peace out.